What's up, everybody? And happy Thursday to all of you guys here as we are a few days away to NXT deadline. We are exactly 9 days and 9 nights away to Saturday night's main event. We got a lot to go down before the end of the year and before we get to NXT or before we get to Netflix and Raw and the road to WrestleMania beginning. But first, we got to go to deadline, and that is this Saturday in and for the NXT brand. And let's take a look at all the matches that we got going down here this Saturday. We got ourselves Lola Vice and Jada Parker in an underground match. No ropes, no rules, no DQ, hair up. And these two are going to destroy each other. We got the women's Iron Survivors. We got Ren Sinclair, Julia Soruka, Stephanie Valkyr, and Zarya. We got Trick Willie and Ridge Holland. I almost said Rick Holland. Ridge Holland, as it is for the NXT Championship. We got the men's Iron Survivor matches. It's Ethan Page, it's Eddie Thorne, it's Wesley, it's Nathan Frazier, and it's Javon Evans. And then we got a man and we got a tag team match. It is Nathan Frazier and Axiom as they take on two guys, part of the new Quarter Catch crew. The new Quarter Catch crew trying to take home all the gold and all the trophies at deadline. But we're going to find out after we preview these 5 matches and everything else. But before we do that, let's get to the chat. Let's see who's here. Happy Thursday, everybody. We got Thursday Night Football. We got the Lions and Green Bay Packers. So if anybody is watching that game, let me know your predictions. But let's get to the chat. Let's see how everybody is doing here. What's up, Hassan? J-Dog in the house. He says, J-Dog, you were not forced to be here. I just asked you to come and hang out in the chat. I was just asking you to come and hang out in the episode. That was it. You don't have to. Exactly. So we could talk about the Lions, Packers. We could talk about deadline. You want to talk about SmackDown? Let's talk. What you want to talk about? Lions, Packers. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to win 31-28. Women's Iron Survivor match is going to be the main event of deadline. How did you find that out, Chris? Let me know. Can't wait for Packers-Lions game. This will help the Eagles heavily. Yes, it will. And I would rather see the Lions win. But let's not waste any time, guys, as we do have 5 matches to preview. And I want to make sure that we talk about every single one of them in as much possible as we can. So, make sure you leave your comments, your concerns, your questions about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Deadline, Saturday night's main event, the Royal Rumble, anything you want to talk about, leave it here in the chat, and we'll talk about it. And we'll stay here live as long as the chat keeps going. But if the chat dies, like sometimes it does, then we will say goodbye. And then we will be back here, obviously, for tomorrow, for Monday. I'm sorry. I don't even know what day it is anymore. For Friday Night SmackDown. But let's not waste any more time, and let's get to previewing these matches. And let's start it off with the women's underground matches. It's Lola Vice and it's Jada Parker. Jada Parker and Lola Vice have been going at it for a little bit period of time now, and they continue just to destroy each other, and they do not want to have anything to do with anything, and they're ready to rip each other's hair out. And there's only one way for this match to go and this rivalry to end. It's underground, and it will be in the NXT Underground. And if you guys don't know what that is, they have had it a few times. If you want to go check it out, Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler have been in one. We've seen a few other ones in NXT, so go check them out if you have not yet. But pretty much the ropes are not on the ring. There's no DQ, there's no count out, and you just got to go and just beat each other up as much as possible in the ring, and and they got people outside, kind of like it kind of looks like lumberjacks, but they really don't do anything but like kind of pound on the mat. I don't know. But underground, Lola Vice and Jada Parker, it's going to be a good one. And honestly, I think that there's a reason for both of these women to win this match. But if I'm going to have to choose one, I'm going to say the Lola Vice wins. I do believe that it could help either woman, whoever does win this match, if it is Jada Parker. If it is Lola Vice, whoever does win this, I do believe that they will get and I think that they both have the ability to win. But as I said, I'm going to take Lola Vice, but don't count out Jada Parker because she very well could pull out a win and walk out as the winner of this underground match. But I'm going to stick with Lola, and we're going to see what happens when we get to NXT Underground. Now, let's talk about this tag team matches we got. Let's talk about the tag team match first before we talk about the women's Iron Survivor. And the tag team match is this. It's the No Quarter Catch Crew as they take on Axiom and Nathan Frazier. We've seen Axiom and Nathan Frazier kind of have themselves a little back and forth. They kind of seem to be fighting. They kind of seem not to be liking each other, and then they get on the same hand. And then obviously we know Nathan Frazier will be pulling double duty because he will also be in the men's Iron Survivor match. And I do believe that we will see them go out there, and it should be really interesting to see if they have the men's Iron Survivor match first. If they have this match for, I don't know how they're gonna do it because there's got to be they're gonna probably give Frazier a little bit time to rest. So I feel like this match will either be the first or the second match of the night, depending on how it goes, or maybe the men's Iron Survivor starts it off and then they go right into the tag team match. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens and see where it goes. And I do believe that there are a couple different outcomes that could go into this match. I think we could see Frazier and Axiom win, or Nathan Frazier and Axiom win and continue to be tag team champions. But I also believe that there is an ability and an opportunity for Frazier or Nathan Frazier or Axiom to turn heel on each other. And the No Quarter Catch Crew take advantage of that. And the No Quarter Catch Crew walk out as your brand new NXT Tag Team Champions. And we see the breakup of Axiom and Frazier that has kind of been being teased on weekly NXT television. And honestly, I think I'm going to go with the second one. I'm going to go with the heel turn. I don't know who it's going to be, and if I'm going to assume who it would be, I'm going to say it is Nathan Frazier to turn heel on Axiom. And I'm going to say that's the way they lose the tag team titles. And I'm going to say that we see the winners is the No Quarter Catch Crew going out there and becoming your new NXT Tag Team Champions. It's going to be a really good match. I think these four guys are going to go out there and tear the house down. As, like I said, it also will just depend on where the match is exactly placed on the card. As I said, I do believe that they'll give Nathan Frazier a little bit period of time to get a little rest so that he can come back and be in the men's Iron Survivor match. And, let's talk about the men's Iron Survivor and the women's Iron Survivor match last. And now, let's get to the next title match it is for the NXT Tag Team, or the NXT Tag, or I said it again, for the NXT Championship. It is Ridge Holland after Ridge Holland got rid of Chase U, and now he's making comments about how he retired Big E after what the New Day did to Big E on Monday, which was a very sad moment for the New Day. But Kofi and Woods are heel. Ridge Holland taking advantage of it, and Ridge Holland just starting to become the biggest menace in NXT. But he's taking on the NXT champion himself, Trick Williams. We're going to whoop that Trick. We're going to whoop that Trick all the way to NXT Deadline because these two don't like each other. It's only been a short time, obviously, after we saw Ridge Holland defeat Chase U, Andre Chase, to become the number one contender to get the opportunity at this match on this Saturday. We'll have to definitely see what goes down, but I think it's going to be a good match. I think that, again, depending on where it's placed on the card, because they're going to need each Iron Survivor match, if I'm not mistaken, it's 25 to 30 minutes. So you're going to have a little bit of time. So those two Iron Survivor matches are going to take on about an hour. So I'm very interested to see how they do place the matches on this card. And we do see it on the main roster. So I would not be shocked if we possibly, just hear me out, possibly we start off with this match. Maybe we do start off with the world title match. And, I don't know. I do think that we will start with the Iron Survivor. But this is another good one. And I think this is another option to start off the show. But either way, after it's all said and done, there's no way in hell I'm picking Ridge Holland to win this match. Nah, as LA Knight likes to say. Trick Williams walking out. We still whooping that Trick. Booker T going to be saying, yeah, we like it. And it's still going to be happening because Trick Williams is going to still be your NXT World Champion. I don't know who's going to beat Trick Williams at this point. I do believe that Ridge Holland getting this opportunity is really good for him. And I do think it's really cool that Ridge Holland is getting the ability to have this type of a match on the big stage of NXT, kind of making him stand out as a single superstar instead of being in the Brawling Brutes and everything that happened with that. But Trick Williams, Ridge Holland should be a good one. But Trick Williams, guys, He walking out, still your NXT champion. Now, let's get to and let's talk about these women's Iron Survivor match. I'm going to make sure that we let you guys know the rules of the NXT Iron Survivor match. It is 25 minutes. That features 5 wrestlers, as we will see right there, and as you see on the picture, and we will go over that in a second. 2 wrestlers start the match like a Royal Rumble, and every 5 minutes, another wrestler will enter, with the 5th and final participating entering at the 15-minute mark. The objective is to earn the most points before time expires, the deadline. The one other thing that you do have to know about, and if you have never watched an Iron Survivor match, we do have the penalty box. So if you do, and if you get a pinfall, and if you get pinned, you have to go into a penalty box, and you will have to not be able to wrestle for like 25 seconds, I think, 20. Chris, let me know how long exactly. But they will be out of action for a little bit of period of time, and you never know who could get a pinfall. I mean, there was one time last year, it was last year or the year before, there was like 3 people in the penalty box, and they were just beating the hell out of each other. And you love to see it. But this year, we got the NXT women and the men, but we're going to talk about the women first. And in this match, we got Stephanie Valkyrie, we got Zarya, we got Soruka, we got Julia, and we got the No Quarter Catch Crew girl herself, Miss Ren Sinclair. As Ren Sinclair is trying to bring home some more gold and more championship and more just bling to the No Quarter Catch Crew. I think that this match is going to see a lot of different types of pinfalls. I think the person that's going to stand out obviously the most, I think, will be Soruka, because we got 3 big names with Zarya, Stephanie Valkyrie, and Julia in this match. I do think that, Soruka is the one that, Ren Sinclair is kind of the underdog, and I think Soruka is the one that people kind of like want to win, but there's just 3 other big names that I just don't know if I could see not winning this match. I do want to see Soruka win. I think that would be and I think that would be awesome, but after the 25 minutes, after we see a bunch of pinfalls, I'm going to say we do see a brawl in the penalty box. I'll say it is with Julia, Zarya, and Miss Stephanie Valkyrie. I'll say that. Those 3 are going to be fighting, and then we'll see Soruka and Ren Sinclair try to take advantage of it as much as possible. Hey, you know what? Maybe Soruka or Ren will jump off of the penalty box. I mean, I don't know if we have seen that. I can't remember. I haven't watched them in a minute, but that would be kind of interesting to see that happen. But after the 25 minutes is done and after we see all the pinfalls and all the shenanigans that will go down, I'm going to say that the winner, and with the most pinfalls, and your winner of the Iron Survivor match is going to be our girl, Julia. I'm going to say Julia wins this. Obviously, Julia debuted at the NXT, the CW debut in Chicago at the Allstate Arena. She did not beat Roxanne Perez, but I do believe that she could be the one to do it, and it's kind of a toss-up between her and Stephanie for me, but I'm going to say that Julia wins this. And again, don't take out Zarya. Zarya. Don't take out Sol and don't take out Stephanie. I wouldn't even put it past Ren to win this, but, to be honest, Ren might be the one to not, have the best chance of winning. I just don't think that, I think this is awesome for her to get the opportunity and finally get, in some type of a big match, being with these big names of superstars in NXT. It's going to be some good experience for Ren, and I think she will get definitely some pinfalls, but as I said, I'm going to say Julia wins this match, and she walks out as your women's Iron Survivor. Now, let's talk about the men's Iron Survivor, as we got Nathan Frazier. We'll see if he's one half of the NXT Tag Team Champions still by the time this match happens. We got the former NXT champion, Mr. Ethan Page. We got Eddie Thorne. After what happened on Tuesday, though, I don't know if Eddie Thorne will be able to compete. We'll just have to wait and see. But as of right now, he still is in the match. We got Javon Evans, the OG himself. And then we got the man that just doesn't like anybody anymore. Mr. Wes Lee hates life and just wants to beat everybody up for some reason. But here we are, and it is going to be, as I said, just for the women, or just like for the women, the rules are the exact same. 25 minutes, pinfalls, penalty box, all of that stuff. Like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. Chris did say in the chat, though, that the women will be main eventing. We'll have to, obviously wait and see what happens. Things could change. And usually on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, whenever the pay-per-view may be, this will be on Saturday morning. I feel like we see it all the time as they release what the match order will be in for the pay-per-view. So we'll just have to wait and see exactly what it will be. But just like for the women, same rules apply. And it's going to be, I think, honestly, if I'm going to say for which Iron Survivor match will be better, I'm going to say that the men's one is just a slightly little bit better because I think we're going to see a lot of crazy things go down. I think we'll see Javon Evans make a couple crazy moves or do a couple crazy moves onto a couple superstars. I think we'll see Wes Lee do something. I think we see Axiom maybe get involved if Frazier does turn on him. Who knows? We'll have to see. Who attacked Eddie Thorne? We don't know, and we don't even know if Eddie Thorne will be able to compete. I mean, it might be a 4-person Iron Survivor match, or maybe I did see at the end of the show, I don't know if you guys did catch that, but Alexis King was the first superstar to be next to the referees when Eddie Thorne was taken out. So maybe it was Lexis King, and maybe Lexis King is the one to replace Eddie Thorne. Like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But if Eddie Thorne does compete, I don't think he's going to win. I do think that it's a big opportunity for him after obviously he's been trying to build a name for himself. But I'm going to say, and there's only one person that should win this match, and we're going to do the two sweet, everybody, because if you saw on this past Tuesday, we saw him interact with the Hall of Famer, the two-time WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. X-Pac, as he is with NWO and the Generation X. And I think he should maybe be in there by himself too. But I'm going to say after 25 minutes that the OG himself, Mr. Javon Evans, walks out as your Iron Survivor. I'll say, and I did not say it for the women, but I will say that Julia wins by a score of 7-6. I think we'll see a lot of pinfalls. And I will say for the men, I'll say that Javon gets 9 pinfalls. I know it's a lot. And again, a lot of things can happen. But we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. But Javon Evans walking out as your men's Iron Survivor. And those are my picks for NXT Deadline this Saturday night on pay-per-view, or not pay-per-view, I'm sorry, on Peacock and wherever you watch your WWE pay-per-views. So make sure you come and hang out. We will be here live at 7 o'clock. We may or may not have a guest live. We'll have to see what happens. But we'll wait for that day. But we still got tonight, or we got right now. Let's get through the chat. We still got tomorrow, Friday Night SmackDown. And then we'll get to Deadline. But let me get back to the chat where I was at. And then here we go. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Women's Iron Survivor Challenge is the main event of Deadline. Where did you see that, Chris? Can't wait for the Packers-Lions game. Yes, it will. Can't wait for SmackDown's Women IC title. I'm very interested to see who wins that title. Chris is going to go for the Green Bay Packers. Thank you, Chris. Chris gets it, he says. Lola Vice wins. Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think that there's a big chance, and I think that there's a good opportunity for Miss Jada Parker to win, and I don't think that, we can't put it past her to take the win. But I don't know. Lola Vice has been very good in those underground matches. Maybe they make Lola Vice like the underground queen or something. Eagles have how many wins if Barkley isn't on the team? You're talking about the Eagles without the defense, and the Barkley is a menace to society the way he's been playing. Yes. I mean, I think the Eagles would still be good. I mean, they obviously would not be as good as they are right now, and especially with the rushing yards, everything that Saquon brings to the team. I still think that they would be good. They'd probably still be in first place, but they probably have maybe 2 less wins or 1 less win. But, I mean, Saquon just makes life a lot easier for them. The NXT announcer said women's Iron. I thought I did hear that, but then I didn't know if that was like a mix-up. So we'll have to wait and see. Axiom and Nathan at New Year's Evil. Nathan will turn on Axiom. Does he turn on Saturday, do you think? Trick Williams retains. 25 minutes. Thank you for that. Is Caleb Williams a boss too early? Yes, too early to tell. And again, the Bears could be 8-4 if they didn't have a Hail Mary, a blocked kick, and bad time management by a jackass coach that they have. Hassan, what's up, Hassan? He says, I vote for Trick and the who? I vote for the Blood Day. The New Day? 90 seconds in the penalty. Wait, damn, I didn't think it was that long. Damn, it's a minute 30. Shit, okay. Okay, so that does kind of change things. It is a minute 30 in the penalty box. So, I mean, we could have everybody in the penalty box if we really wanted to. So Ruka wins, lose to Roxanne and New Year's Evil. Listen, I want So Ruka to win. I would not hate So Ruka to win at all. I think So Ruka winning would be a great opportunity for So Ruka. And So Ruka deserves to have the opportunity to be able to go out there and do what she can do. And that we all know that what she can do. I would love to see that happen. I'm going to stick with Julia. How are you doing? What's up, Joe? I appreciate you coming and hanging out. What's up, Joe? He says, I vote for Javon. See, Hassan gets it. Wesley wins, but if Oba Femi is in the match, I mean, shit. I didn't even think about Oba Femi. Where has Oba? I think the last time we saw Oba Femi, he was getting a little frisky with Nikita. We got our guy SCW Steve in the chat. Shout out to Steve, guys. Tino's not been having the greatest of times, and Steve was nice enough to give me a call yesterday. So shout out to Steve for that, making me feel a little better. And I appreciate you coming and checking out the channel, checking out the episode. Guys, go check out Steve as always, all that good stuff. But he has to say he agrees with Chris, and Oba Femi took out Eddie Thornton, and he could replace him on Saturday. We'll have to wait and see. I am doing a little bit better. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Philadelphia Eagles defense is really good. They're not, okay, they're good, but I'm not going to say like they're the greatest defense of all time now. I mean, I don't even think that there's been a defense that has been like unstoppable this year. I think that there's been defenses that have been good at like certain things. Good defenses at like stopping the pass, stopping the defense, or the pass, the running game. But there hasn't been a defense that has just been like every week, you know, that you don't want to face that defense because they're, you know, I mean, we've seen a lot of games. Like I say the closest is maybe the Lions. But the Lions are obviously, they almost lost to the Bears after being up 16-0. They got to play those Green Bay Fudge Packers this week. Still a lot of divisional games. For me, in fantasy purposes, I do hope the Lions do good, but, you know, we'll have to see what happens with that. But, again, there really hasn't been too many great defenses in the NFL this year. But that is all that we got here for you in the chat, guys. So if you do have any more questions, comments, concerns, all that stuff, as I always like to say, go and leave them in the comment section. I'm always here to answer them. I know we don't get as many comments as maybe we should, but if you do have a couple seconds, leave a question, anything that you want to know about anything here that we talk about on the channel, and you know I'll look and I'll always answer your guys' questions. But until tomorrow night when we go live for Friday Night SmackDown, guys, go make sure you go check out all of the social medias on the ticker below. Go check out the Main Event Network crew. Go check out the OTM guys, as I think they will actually be live in a little bit, as today is Thursday. Yeah, so I think they're actually live 6, 7 o'clock. So go check out the OTM guys over there. Make sure to go check out the Southside Boys. We'll be having that breaking news come out next Monday. It was supposed to be this Monday, but we did not have anything, and it was not just, you know, stuff happens. But this Monday, Southside Boys will be letting you know what will be going down next year. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. But until, guys, as I said, go check out the memberships, bonfire.com. Go get your merchandise. Make sure you go check out all the perks if you are a member. And also, hit that like button. Subscribe on the road to 3K. And lastly, guys, turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next, which will be tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. As it is the fallout from War Games. Is Solo okay? What's next for Roman and the OGs? Bronson Reed got hurt. Kevin Owens wants Kevin Owens wants Cody Rhodes. We're going to be 1 week from Saturday night's main event and 24 hours away to deadline, guys. Come and hang out tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Tonight's MVP for the episode. Let's give it to our guy Steve for coming and hanging out for a few minutes. I know it's late in the UK, so appreciate you, Steve. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Go enjoy some Thursday night football, and I'll see you all tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown.